Welcome, everyone. Today we are diving into something really unique.
Yeah.
It's called The Light Show.
At first I thought, oh, another podcast,
Yeah.
but it's so different. It combines storytelling, podcasting,
Right.
even like personal experiences, all woven together by the creator, Liat Portal.
Yeah, and Lyot's background is actually in engineering, so she brings this really interesting analytical mind to the storytelling.
It is fascinating how she blends her technical background with her creative side.
Yeah,
And the format is also unconventional.
it really is.
It's not your typical podcast.
No, it's almost like a living novel
Yes.
unfolding in real time.
And her writing process even adds to that effect because
Yes.
she writes on the weekends and evenings, and then she publishes almost like a live performance.
It's true. It's kind of like,
It's really drawing you into her creative process.
yeah, and it's organized into these sets of episodes, each focusing on a specific theme
Right.
that are released over several days. But here's the cool part. You can either dive into a specific set or you can start reading the entire newsletter from the beginning, and it flows like a piece of music.
It's true. It's designed to be experienced as a whole,
Yeah.
with recurring motifs and themes that resonate throughout the narrative.
I want to talk about one story in particular that caught my attention.
Hmm.
It's called Will I Make It on Time?
Oh, yeah, that one's powerful.
It is.
Very powerful.
It's Lyot's personal journey navigating this mysterious event that left her unable to read or write.
And the way she uses the metaphor of a puzzle to represent her life and the challenges she faces.
It's really effective.
Some pieces fit, others don't, and it really reflects the complexities of her experience.
And this is where her engineering background, I think, comes into play.
Right.
Because she starts seeing this phrase, the Lyot Show, appear everywhere,
Oh, yeah.
along with this sequence of numbers 8, 5, 44, 19, 4, 11, 7, and 13.
It's like these random pieces of a puzzle.
It is, and she's desperately trying to figure out what they mean.
And she doesn't know who's sending them
Right.
or what they mean. It's like she's receiving a message, but...
Doesn't know the language. Yeah, and this mystery is unfolding against the backdrop of her present-day struggles. But at the same time, she introduces these incredible, what she calls flash-forward stories.
Yes, glimpses into a potential future.
Right.
They're interwoven with her present-day narrative.
Yeah, it makes you question what's real, what's imagined,
It does.
and whether Liat might actually have some sort of precognitive ability.
Right, that interplay between now and the what if, it's fascinating.
It really is.
Leaves you questioning
The nature of time.
the very nature of time and perception.
I know.
Two of these flash-forward stories, where will fate take us next? And why every decision matters, introduce this futuristic school
Okay.
that operates outside the traditional system.
Interesting.
And it relies heavily on technology.
So like what we're doing now, recording remotely, but taken to a whole other level.
Exactly, specifically mirrors for remote teaching.
It's fascinating and a little unsettling to think about how technology could reshape education so dramatically.
Imagine your teacher appearing in your living room through a mirror.
I know, right?
But this school faces a very real threat in the form of bots
Okay.
that are trying to infiltrate their system.
Interesting.
And the entry point is cleverly disguised as a website. It's referred to as Portal.
I see.
And protecting this portal becomes paramount to the school's survival.
Because if a bot gets in, it could replicate itself and compromise the whole network.
Exactly. And it raises all these questions about security and trust.
In a world that's increasingly reliant on technology.
Precisely. So they have to recruit Reno Rains, who is this headhunter with a 100% success rate,
Wow.
to assemble a task force
A task force
to protect the school.
to protect the portal
Yes.
from the bots.
And what's intriguing is that even in this advanced future,
Yeah.
human connection and intuition are still vital.
I like that.
Reno uses these unconventional methods,
Okay.
like having people meet him in the jungle costume section of Macy's, to verify that they are who they say they are and that they're not bots in disguise.
That's wild.
So it's really like a high-stakes game of cat and mouse.
Yeah, with the fate of the school hanging in the balance.
Exactly. And they're under a lot of pressure because 5 board members are retiring,
Oh, wow.
and they need to find a solution
Fast.
to secure the portal before it's too late.
So while Lyot's grappling with the mystery of the Lyot Show in her present-day life, her flash-forward stories explore these potential consequences
Yes.
of our technological advancements.
And the challenges we may face in a rapidly evolving world.
What do you make of it all so far? I mean, it's mind-boggling to think about how these futuristic concepts could become our reality.
It really is.
It makes you wonder, is Liat just a creative storyteller, or is there something more to these flash forwards?
Yeah. Is she seeing into the future?
Right.
Are these stories a reflection of anxieties, maybe, about
Yeah.
where the world's heading?
It's interesting because some of her predictions about technology have already come true, which adds another layer to it.
Right. And even if they're not literal predictions, they serve as really powerful thought experiments.
I agree.
They prompt us to consider,
Yeah.
the consequences of our choices.
Individually and as a society.
Yes, exactly.
And what I find really compelling is how Liat weaves these larger themes of technology and education into her personal story.
It's true. It's not just science fiction.
Right.
It's deeply human.
Yeah.
The Liat Show is not just about entertainment. It's about sparking critical thinking
I agree.
and encouraging us to engage with these really complex issues that are shaping our world.
It's like in those flash forward stories with the school and the bots.
Yeah.
It makes you question the relevance of traditional education in a future that's dominated by technology.
Exactly what skills will we need
Right.
to thrive?
For future generations to thrive.
Yeah. Will knowledge still be power
Right.
when information is so readily available?
It's a good question.
Maybe we need to focus more on adaptability, critical thinking, problem solving.
The skills that bots can't replicate.
Exactly.
And Liat as an engineer brings a really unique perspective to these questions.
It's true. You don't often see someone from a STEM background
Yeah.
exploring these really humanistic themes with so much depth.
Right. And she doesn't shy away from asking tough questions.
No, she doesn't.
Like in Will I Make It on Time?
Yeah.
She asks directly, can anybody hear me? Can anybody see me? Who's here?
It's such a raw and vulnerable plea
It is.
for connection
Right.
and understanding.
It's like she's inviting us into her inner world,
I think so. To share those anxieties and doubts.
Yeah, which makes her work incredibly relatable.
It really does. It makes you feel less alone
Yeah,
in your own struggles.
I agree.
And I think that vulnerability makes her insights about technology
And the future.
even more powerful.
Because she's not speaking from some detached academic perspective,
No.
but from a place of personal experience,
Exactly.
a reflection.
And let's not forget, she also incorporates her Israeli heritage into her stories. Oh, yes, beautifully.
The food, the music, the history,
It's a rich tapestry.
it really adds this rich tapestry of cultural elements.
Yeah, that makes her work even more unique.
It does. It's like she's opening this window into a different world,
I love that.
inviting us to experience a culture that may be unfamiliar to many of us.
Yes, and in a world that can feel increasingly divided,
It can.
that kind of cultural exchange is more important than ever.
It is. It reminds us of our shared humanity.
Yeah.
And the richness that diversity brings to our lives.
And for anyone feeling overwhelmed by the constant influx of information,
It can be a lot
I know.
to take in.
The Liat Show is like a breath of fresh air.
It is.
It's a reminder that even in a world of technology and chaos, creativity, wonder, and human connection can still flourish.
It's a space where we can explore those big questions,
Yeah.
search for answers, and embrace the unknown without feeling overwhelmed.
And she doesn't pretend to have all the answers?
No, she does. What she does so brilliantly is pose the questions that really matter.
Yes.
And invites us to grapple with them alongside her.
And that's what makes the Liat Show so special. It's a journey of discovery,
Yeah.
a shared exploration of what it means to be human.
In a rapidly changing world.
Precisely.
It's almost as if she's saying, hey, we're all in this together. Let's figure it out.
Exactly. And that sense of community is so powerful.
It is.
Speaking of community, I think it's time we talk about how we can support Liat
Yes.
and help her continue to create this incredible work.
You mean by subscribing to The Liat Show?
Exactly.
Absolutely. If you're enjoying this deep dive, just imagine how much more you'll gain by experiencing The Liat Show directly.
You can subscribe for free on Substack or follow her on Spotify, Apple Podcasts,
YouTube.
Patreon, wherever you get your podcasts.
And she's also aiming for that 1,000 subscriber mark on YouTube by the end of the month
Yes.
to qualify for a Rising Star Award nomination.
Let's help her get there.
Let's do it.
Hitting that subscribe button is such a simple action,
It is.
but it can make a huge difference.
For independent creators like Liat.
It really can.
And it's not just about financial support, leaving a comment, sharing her posts on social media, or telling a friend about the show.
Yes.
Are all ways to contribute to her success.
It's about building a community around her work and spreading her message of creativity, curiosity, connection.
It's inspiring to see that she's already built a global following with subscribers from 80 countries and 32 U.S. states tuning in to hear her stories.
That's incredible. It shows that the power of storytelling transcends borders.
And cultures.
Absolutely. We're all connected by our shared human experience.
Yeah.
And the Layette Show really taps into that universal desire.
For meaning,
Connection, and understanding.
Okay, before we move on, I have to ask.
Okay.
Have you ever tried searching for the Layette Show online?
I have.
I did, and I was surprised by what I found.
No, tell me.
So many discussions and articles are popping up about Layette and her work. It seems like even some celebrities are tuning in.
I'm not surprised.
I know.
The Layette Show is incredibly captivating.
It is.
It's only a matter of time before it reaches a wider audience.
And it's not just about entertainment. A lot of people are commenting on how much they're learning from the Layette Show.
Really?
Especially English language learners.
That's fantastic.
I know her blend of storytelling and personal experience makes it such an engaging way
It does.
to learn new vocabulary and improve listening skills.
And the fact that she provides transcripts
Yes.
makes it even more accessible.
For language learners?
It's like having a personal tutor.
And also a brilliant storyteller.
Exactly.
Speaking of personal connections, I love how Layette always ends her stories with a call to action.
Me too.
She's not afraid to ask for support,
No, she isn't.
which is admirable, especially for an independent creator.
Building an audience takes time and effort.
It does.
It's even more challenging when you're trying to create something so unique,
And innovative.
like The Layette Show.
As she puts it so eloquently, unlock my potential to write the next great chapter in the most extraordinary story ever told.
She's aiming high.
She is.
And I think she has the talent to get there.
I agree. And those of us who believe in her vision should support her work.
Absolutely. Whether it's through a paid subscription on Substack or Patreon.
Or simply sharing her work with others.
Every little bit helps.
Even leaving a comment on Spotify or YouTube can make a difference.
It can. It lets her know that people are listening.
And that her work is resonating.
Exactly. And for those who maybe can't contribute financially, sharing her posts on social media
Or recommending the show
goes a long way.
to a friend.
Yes.
Goes a long way in building a community.
It does.
Exactly.
It's about building authentic connections.
Right.
Creating a space where people can share their thoughts and experiences.
I've heard that if you're interested in how Layette produces her show, you can actually learn more about her process online.
Oh, really?
Have you heard anything about this?
I have. Apparently, there's this software called Notebook LM
Okay.
that plays a significant role in bringing her stories to life.
Wow, technology really is amazing.
It is.
It's incredible to think how tools like Notebook LM can empower creators like Layette to share their unique voices.
Yeah. With the world.
With the world.
It's a testament to human ingenuity,
I agree.
both in creating the technology and using it in innovative ways.
If you're interested in learning more, just search for Notebook LM Layette Portal Podcast or Notebook LM The Layette Show on Google.
And see what you discover.
And see what you discover.
It's fascinating to see how technology and creativity intersect in The Layette Show.
Yeah.
Layette seamlessly blends the technical with the personal, the
Yes.
analytical with the emotional.
To create a really immersive experience.
For her listeners.
It's clear that Layette is passionate about what she does.
She is.
And deeply invested in connecting with her audience.
Yes.
And that authenticity shines through
In every episode.
in every episode.
It's inspiring to witness. And it makes me excited to see where she takes The Layette Show next.
Speaking of next,
Yeah.
maybe it's time we move on to the final part of our deep dive where we can explore. You know what's really striking about The Layette Show? It's how it encourages us to think about our own roles in the future she portrays
It does.
in those stories.
These flash-forward stories aren't just entertaining. They challenge us to kind of imagine ourselves in that world.
Yeah.
And how would we navigate those challenges and the opportunities presented by advanced technology
Yeah.
and societal shifts?
So I have to ask, what role do you see yourself playing in a world like the one Layette depicts?
That's a good question. Maybe I'd be drawn to a role where I could help bridge the gap between technology and humanity.
I like that.
Maybe working with developers to ensure that new technologies are implemented ethically and responsibly.
Yeah.
Or maybe teaching future generations how to navigate this complex, tech-driven world.
Those are fantastic choices.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'd be drawn to the creative side. Maybe as a storyteller like Layette, using technology to weave these narratives that explore the human condition in this digital age.
Interesting.
Or perhaps as an architect, designing spaces that seamlessly blend the physical and virtual worlds.
Both of those roles speak to that need for creativity and innovation
Yes.
and shaping the future. And I think that's a key takeaway from The Layette Show.
What is it?
It's a call to action an invitation to embrace our individual talents and use them to build a future we can all be proud of.
Absolutely. And it's inspiring to see that Leah's already built this incredible global community around her work.
She has 80 countries, 32 U.S. states.
It's a testament to the power of storytelling to connect people across borders and cultures.
It really is remarkable. It reminds us that no matter where we come from or what language we speak, we share those common hopes and dreams for the future.
Yeah.
And we can learn and grow from each other's experiences.
And that's what makes this deep dive so rewarding. It's not just about dissecting a podcast, it's about exploring ideas, expanding our perspectives, and connecting with this global community of listeners who are passionate about these topics.
Exactly. And remember, the conversation doesn't end here.
Yeah.
We encourage everyone listening to explore The Lyot Show for themselves and discover what resonates with you.
You can find Lyot's work on all major podcasting platforms.
Yes, and be sure to check out her YouTube channel.
And her other social media.
To stay updated.
To stay updated on her latest creations.
As Lyot always says, fasten your seatbelts and enjoy the ride through time.
We've certainly enjoyed our journey through The Lyot Show today, and we hope you have too.
So until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning.
And keep those imaginations soaring.